So there's a lot that's been taking place, a lot of stuff that I can't talk about. And like I said, no names, no groups. I don't like to put no attachment to it. But by the grace of God, because I started going around and walking around and stuff like that and trying to make myself, I know that there have been people that God have touched to pray for me, to try to help me, and to try to help me with my situation as far as like keeping me safe as best as possible. I don't really know who these individuals are or their names or anything like that, but I know that I have received a little help as far as like, trying not to go the wrong direction, or some sense like that, right? And at one point in my life, the devil was trying to disable me. I noticed that, I normally don't eat fast food restaurants or things like that, but when my family members, they would come out here, we would always go eat, always go eat, always go eat. And then I started realizing that I started having hip problems. Like my joints started getting, in my hip, my joints started getting tight. Yep. Okay. My joints started getting tight in my hips to where I couldn't put one leg in front of the other. That's how tight they were. It's how stiff it was. Like I was having issues, and I realized that it was coming from the food that I was eating at the fast food places. And I remember I told my mother, I was like, something is wrong. I was like, wow, all of a sudden my legs started to feel tight. And then I realized, at this time they end up leaving, and I was like, well, don't eat no fast food. So I didn't eat fast food, and then I realized all of that pain went away. But as I started trying to eat meat and things like that, I started having all kind of problems. Maybe my eyes would feel dry, maybe my jaw would start hurting, or maybe they'll feel like I'll have migraines or something like that just from eating the food at the fast food. And I was like, I'm not gonna do that. Then I started realizing facial hair started to grow on my body, and I started to realize I became very, very toned, very, very quick. I became very muscular. I've never been a muscular woman. You can tell that you can tell that I was an athlete, or that I used to dance and things like that, but I've never just been like a muscular woman. But at this time, I started realizing that my body started, forming, muscles and things like that of that nature, almost like I was taking steroids or something. So I decided that I wasn't going to eat any more meat. I decided that I couldn't do sauces because I had problems where I was eating sauces and my heart rate would go up really, really quick, just by eating me like a tablespoon. And I feel like I couldn't figure out what was going on. So I decided to stay away from sauces. And then I got the word from God to go vegetarian. So I ended up, now I'm not eating any meat because there's so many problems going on. I've only been eating fruits and vegetables, and anything that's with a hard shell. So anything that's nature made. So that's everything that's been happening here with me. That's been taking place in my life, and I'm still going through the fight as it is.